Do you have just one strategy, or are you deploying multiple strategies? Or do you have like one particular strategy for a certain condition or certain asset class, and then actually have multiple that you're deploying?
A very good question. We have basically different categories on strategy. So we have AAA grade setups, we have AA grade setups. So these are basically configurations in the requirement for us to take a trade. It's a little bit different. Sometimes we have, for example, AAA is the best format that we can get, the most high probability case study. Then we have a AA setup, which is a little bit less high probability, but it still makes sense for us to go ahead and take that trade. So we do have different categories in place, and that's also something I've learned from the corporate world. I've seen how they do things, and they have different categories for different trade ideas. I'll give you a strategy actually for this is a big debate. What does the bank trades? How do they trade? I'll give you one very good strategy from the banks. 95% winning rate. If you know that strategy, you're going to be rich. And it's called insider trading. A lot of people don't talk about that. The amount of times big hedge funds, banks have been caught for insider trading. For example, Stephen Cohen, which is a $1 billion fund from SAC Capital, they have been accused with insider trading. An executive from HSBC, he's been caught for insider trading. Goldman Sachs, all these guys, they have access to information, and they do it very, very good. And obviously some of them get caught, but there is a lot that don't get caught. And that on its own is a strategy. They have the money to buy information, and they make a lot of money. I think a lot of people don't realize is that the corporate world is it's an interesting place. It's a very interesting place, and the way they have their strategies is to make sure if anything makes them money, they will buy that information or access to in order to profit from it. And even that is considered as one of the strategies for these big banks and hedge funds. Yeah,
well, you see that's like the main point of Billions, right? The TV show, which is based on hedge funds and obviously one particular character, but that's his thing, is buying information. And I think we forget that, and I think it's so easy to, I think like the retail space definitely puts the institutional space on a pedestal of thinking they're like the gods and the perfect and the elite, and we all should be like them. And that's why like then people in the retail space make courses and strategies and market things as institutional, because that's what everyone's already looking there. But then if you look at 2 points, one, the point that you just raised there in terms of that is a strategy, insider trading, they get caught, and when they do, let's say they made a $2 billion off the insider trading, they'll get fined $100 million.
That's it.
Cool.
The risk reward makes sense.
Yeah, the risk reward makes sense, exactly. And then the other point is that all the institutions don't have their shit together. Not all of them, right? Yeah. If you look at 2008, there's 2 movies on it where firms went completely under, and a lot of firms and banks went completely under because they didn't see it coming. They weren't prepared. They didn't have the analysts weren't seeing it. So it's not like they're perfect. They're not perfect individuals, perfect trader. And it kind of is a good point to mention, is that there is no perfect trader.
Exactly.